Hello, my name is John Seck, and I have the pleasure of serving as president of Carroll College. And this is a great day because we're going to take a walk through our nursing program area, the classroom, the labs, and this area is undergoing a major renovation. And part of that is due to a wonderful grant, a $1 million grant from the E.L. Wiegand Foundation and some other various very generous donors, and we are still fundraising for this project, but it's coming together. Our goal is to finish it around Christmas time, and so it's my pleasure now to introduce our tour guide for this film, and our guide is Carmen Williams, who is the department chair for nursing here at Carroll College. And so really what you're about to see was her dream, her vision, and it's coming into reality.
So the first room we're going to introduce you to is our new assessment lab. It's going to have 6 exam tables to accommodate 12 students. We pair them up, and so that will be perfect to have a small lab. Each room's going to have sinks in it, so one of the things that our old facility had was only one sink for the whole floor. What we are going to do is train our students to come in and wash their hands every time they come in, and so we build muscle memory for them. I'm going to introduce you now to Leah Chavares, who is our full-time lab facilitator. Leah?
Thank you. We're really excited about this space. Again, we're going to have the 6 exam tables. We're going to have hospital curtains that come down from the ceiling. We're going to have a wall that's in front of us that is an interactive learning space, and tables so that we can also do didactic in here as well. It's going to be really wonderful, improved space. This room will be set up more like a doctor's office, and the spaces that we see subsequently will be set up more as inpatient hospital.
Our second room is going to be our integrative classroom, and in here we will actually have the white walls where all around so that we can write on the walls. We'll have throw down projectors in 5 different stations so we can put the students into small groups and do interactive work. We'll also be able to, when we're running a simulation with the special equipment that we have, thanks to Mr. and Mrs. Simperman donating, that we can actually zoom it in to this room, and the students can learn from the simulation that's being ran by a smaller amount of students. So the project manager for our new simulation area is Dennis Ford from Dick Anderson Construction, and we've also had the Mosaic architecture working on this. So we just wanted to introduce Dennis because he has worked at Carroll on many projects, and he does a fantastic job, and we are so grateful that we were able to have him on this project. The other thing we wanted to point out is the wonderful views that our students are going to see from this project too.
We just want you to be able to experience the views that our students will be able to enjoy. So you just saw Mount Helena, and we are looking west. So you see the weather that is coming over the mountains, and then that is St. Charles Hall, which was our first building on campus.
We're excited about this third room because it's going to be our skills lab, and again we'll have 6 beds with low and high fidelity mannequins, and we'll be explaining that a little bit later. But we're going to have the ability in our new skills lab for when the students are practicing skills, we can also record them again. And we're going to have a door over here that will be open, and we can, if we want to observe the students from here without hovering over them, because we'll have the ability to watch them from the cameras right over the bed. But then we can also slide this door and close it shut when we're using it as a classroom.
We are so excited about this space. It is much larger than our skills area was before. We have 2 sinks in here. Again, just like Professor Williams discussed, we will have the ability to either utilize this space as simulation because we have the observation area just behind us, or we can videotape them doing skills, that's excellent for students to be able to review on their own time and with us. It's an incredible space this room is.
We just left our skills/first simulation room. This will be our second simulation room, and this one will be dedicated to only high fidelity adult mannequins. And by high fidelity, what we mean is that we have the ability to turn these mannequins on. They actually simulate breathing, heart rate, pulses, bowel sounds. We can talk through them. We can be in our simulation observation area and totally run the simulation with the students from there. With high fidelity mannequins, they're doing all the talking. The students are in there by themselves when we're actually running the simulations, and they will actually do patient care together. And when they need help, they're learning, who do I call for help? How do I do teamwork? And we will be giving them more than one patient so that they are used to taking care of 2 or 3 patients at a time and learning how to do teamwork. The high fidelity mannequins cost quite a bit of money. They are anywhere from $100,000 to $150,000 each. We are still trying to fundraise. Because of that expense, we need a few more mannequins, and we're also going to be starting an accelerated program, which is students that are post-baccalaureate, and they're going to be coming in and doing an accelerated 15-month RN program following the same curriculum that we've been doing all along and be able to sit for their NCLEX exam in 15 months. Leah, tell them a little more about this room.
Sure. I am thrilled about this space as well. So we're here by this column here just to point out that our rooms in this simulation area are going to be really look very similar to an inpatient hospital setting. We will have a head wall here that we will be able to turn on suction, oxygen flow meters, and hospital light that will be above the bed. We are really excited. We'll have cameras posted in the ceiling, so again, we can be running the simulations from our amazing observation area. We'll have several mannequins in this space, hospital curtains to give them the privacy and the room that they need. It's going to be much more realistic for our students and provide an incredible opportunity of learning. This area is going to be dedicated to our maternal high fidelity mannequin as well as our pediatric and infant mannequins. We are very excited about this space. Also has a sink. We're thrilled about that. And you can see that Professor Williams is on the other side of a wall from me. This entire space right here, from this wall to farther back behind where you can see, is going to be a one-way mirror, and we will be able to do our observation and running our mannequins from this space that Professor Williams is in, because again, we will have the cameras mounted, but we'll also have incredible line sight with this one-way mirror. One-way window. The space is much larger than we had before. It is more realistic, and we are very excited. So we're going to pass it on through this imaginary wall that will be settled soon.
That's right. So now I'm in the observation area, and you saw one area that's going to have the two-way window, but we're going to actually have 3 ways windows, so 3 of those, so we can look into all 3 rooms that we just showed you, the skills/simulation room, the adult simulation room, and then our maternal child simulation room. What we're really excited about this is that we only had 1 simulation room before, and now we have 3 that can be utilized. We can have more students doing simulation and hands-on. Welcome to our last room that E.L. Wiegand Foundation has funded with their tremendous grant. This is our debriefing room, and evidence-based research has shown that the best learning from a simulation happens in debriefing, and that we should remove the students from the simulation area where they can be relaxed and actually focus on only debriefing.
What we'll have in this room is the ability to play back what we've recorded. When we are recording the simulations occurring, we have technology software that we're able to bookmark, we're able to click and kind of put in excellent communication, hand wash, check sterility, those types of things. And so we will be able to just come back in here, whether or not we're watching the whole thing back or we want to go to a specific time in space in that simulation, we have those bookmarks that we can go directly to them. And in addition to that, faculty is able to bookmark, but we're also able to allow the students to have access, and they're able to bookmark in a different color so it shows up that we know it's from a student, and they can send it right back to us and say, hey, can you look this over and give us some feedback on this? It's very interactive. In addition to the faculty-student relationship with that, we are also moving into a peer-to-peer because there's a lot of research happening that incredible learning is occurring with peer-to-peer simulations. We're already doing that without the cameras in our senior level nursing classes. But in this new space, we will be able to add in the camera technology. It's thrilling.
So everything we have shown you so far is considered our Phase I, and much of it has been covered by E.L. Wiegand grant. I wanted to point out this saying because this is part of our old wall. This will be going away. But it says, it is wisdom to pause, to look back and see by what straight or twisting ways we have arrived at the place we find ourselves. And even though we're so excited about Phase I, we just met with the Board of Trustees last week, and they have approved that we can move on to Phase II. Phase II is going to house our offices, and also a break room for these hardworking faculty and staff, and storage areas. You can't have this wonderful simulation area without having storage for the extra mannequins and extra equipment. So it's really important, and we're so delighted that we're going to do it now because it's going to save money in the long run. If we were to stop and raise funds later for Phase II, then we'd have to call everybody back in, move everything off of this floor, and start construction again. So by the Board of Nursing, or the Board of Trustees saying we can start Phase II now, we will actually save money and time, and we're going to get our senior nursing students back up on this floor for next semester. Our goal is to have this all done by Christmas time. If you think you can help in any way, we'll be very appreciative. We have one more area we'd like to show you. We have 10 people in our department right now with our faculty and our staff. So we really need a private place for our administrative specialist so that she can keep the files, but yet be greeting the students and the visitors coming in. All of the faculty need their own private office so they can meet with students privately and go over things. Federal law states that students have the right to meet privately with their faculty. So we don't want that to be a problem.
So Phase II, in addition to office spaces, we will have areas for storage. We do require quite a bit of storage space so that we can store the supplies needed to make the learning experiences for our students as realistic as possible. So we have real IVs, real syringes, real equipment for doing dressing changes. It takes a lot of space, but we are thrilled that we're able to do that. And we're thrilled that in Phase II, we're going to have space to have reasonable storage so that we're not going all over campus trying to find our supplies. The second thing that we are just so excited about is in Phase II, we'll be able to bring back our holistic lab. The holistic lab is meant to be a space for everyone on campus. It is especially utilized by our nursing staff and faculty and nursing students, but it is open to every single person on campus. It is a designated space to recenter ourselves. It is quiet. We have aromatherapy. We have lots and lots of complementary therapies available in that room. Downstairs in our temporary area, the students asked every day, please, please, please maintain a holistic area, a holistic lab space. So we do have a small designated space downstairs, but in Phase II, we're actually going to be able to bring that back into its own room. And for not only faculty and staff, but especially the students, that is very exciting, and it's integral to the philosophy and the culture of our nursing program that we have here at Carroll. So if you have any inkling to support this Phase 2, we are incredibly grateful for your consideration.
Thank you for taking time to watch our video today. We are not professionals at videos. We are professional nurses, though, and what we do well. And we are so excited to hear that you might want to help fund these projects. And if you have any questions, please reach out.